Hey guys, this is Adam from Vervo. In today's video, I'm going to show you a real quick example of setting your goals, right? First example is going to be the way to not set your goals, and I'll show you why. And the second example would be the proper, so to speak, way to set your goals so you can actually stay on track and achieve them. So let's start out with the first goal setting example, which is the not, um, I'd say, the how to not set your goal kind of deal. And so I'll show you why. And so I'm sharing my iPad screen because I guess it's cooler than the website. So I'm going to hit the plus button and save board, and then choose goal board, and then choose the first one, the wizard. Okay, so now here's an example, a very common example of setting a goal is, and I heard a lot of people, including some friends and family, talk about how their goal is to be a millionaire. So this is I'm going to show you a bad example of setting your goal. So Verbo is going to ask you, what do you want to accomplish? I'm going to say, I want to be a millionaire. So that's cool. This is your title. We're setting up. Let's go. Hit the next and say, what made you start this goal? So this is the an emotional value that's tied to your goal setting, right? And it's really important because when the tide gets really high, this is the one that's going to remind you to stay put and keep pushing through. So I'm going to say, to reach my next level in life, live more comfortably, right? Let's just, as an example, I want to hit next. When do you want to start it? Let's say I start today and I want to finish, say, by December 23. That's not, So now this is where you're going to face this idea in your head, be like, oh, damn, maybe I wasn't specific enough with my goal. So when you try to break it down into milestones, it's a bit harder to do it that way. Now, if you squeeze your brain, you probably can conjure up a few milestones, but because you set up your goal to be so broad and so not specific that it's really hard for you and me to break it down into milestones. So I don't even know where to begin. I just want to be a millionaire and I don't know how to break it down to milestones. And so if you hit next and be like, okay, skip it. Maybe visualizing it is not that hard. You could search for Elon Musk or any of idols you follow, and then it's gonna say, okay, what are the 3 things that you want to do that could make some dent, make some progress towards your goal this week? And again, because your goal is so broad and not focused, you're probably gonna stumble through this, and then you end up creating, and you're just gonna sift through this and end up creating pretty much a non-specific goal. You're probably not going to follow it through because your goal doesn't even know how to help you. Verbo is not going to be able to help you like that. And so this was kind of a very surface level but kind of important example of recognizing how to avoid, or the way to not set your goals, right? Avoid setting your goals too broad. And I'm sure you heard of this SMART concept. And so that is setting your goals very specifically so that you can control the scope and constrain it within timelines and breaking it down in smaller chunks, which is how this whole goal wizard in Vervo was built upon. So I'm going to go back to my first step and I'm going to say goal board. And so this is going to be the example of how to set your goal properly. So instead of saying I want to be a millionaire, I need to think about what is my actual goal, right? It can't be this broad. So in order for you to be a millionaire, you need to go through something, right? Whether you start your own business, um, or buy properties and invest. And so let's just say, to be more specific on my goal, I'm gonna say grow my sales to one $1 million, right? 1 million. Okay, so now you see how you took it from a very vague idea to quantifiable concept of, now, okay, now I want to make $1 million through my sales, through my current business. And then I'm gonna say, what made you start this goal? And now, again, this is the emotional value, really important. So what motivates you to make that million? What is your ultimate goal? Is, if you ask me, I'd say to live comfortably and help others in need around me, right? This small, short, concise message will always remind me why I started this, and why I need to keep going at it. And so, when do I want to start this? I want to start it today, and I want to give myself, say, a full year. So 23 October is when I want to make that million, right? Okay, now if I want to break it down to achievable milestones, it's going to be much easier, because now I know I need to make $1 million. So first thing I would do is, my first milestone would be grow my customer base. To doing some math, you'll realize how many customers you need to make that million. So I need to grow my customer base into, let's just say for now, 20K. And then after that, I want to do, I want to make about, my next milestone in this scenario would be make, let's just say 20,000 a month, right? And then my next milestone would be make 50K a month. You see how I'm taking small chunks into reaching my goal without pushing it too far where I can't really follow through. And then my last one would be make 100,000 a month, and this eventually would spill into making me $1 million a year. And so now that I was able to break it down, remember, I was able to break it down only because I could control the scope of my goal, of what I want to achieve in the time of it, right? Remember the SMART goal: specific, measurable, time constrained. So, and then now, if you want to visualize it, I mean, let's just put in something that reminds you with what it feels like to make that. I'll just put Elon Musk, right? He's a cool dude for now, and just to serve as an example. You could put any of your idols or anybody that could remind you of that. I could also put, house on the beach. That must be really nice to motivate me when I look at it. So I'm gonna pick this, and then I go, okay, for me to start on my goal this week, let's think about 3 things I can do that truly make an impact. And remember, your impact shouldn't be that crazy. It's however simple you think it is or small, it will make a dent, and eventually progress contribute to the actual goal and to reaching the big picture. And so, if I want to think about this week, I'm gonna say, okay, this week what I could do is run Facebook ads, right? I'm gonna host a webinar, and then, and lastly, I'd say maybe I'll do some paid TV commercial, right? All of these could contribute to my goal. And now, is he gonna say, well, your goal is to make $1 million, but then I remind you the milestones are the pillars that, when all come together, make the goal. And one of my milestones was to increase my user base. And so to do that, I need to do these things. And those 3 things look doable within a week, right? Not today, but in a week. So now I say, yeah, I want it private, leave it default. I want to save my new board or goal and just wait on it to save. And so now you can see um, I have my description, my purpose to achieve this. I have my milestones that I can follow through with and accomplish one by one. I got my vision board that I'll be continually adding to. I haven't set up routines yet for this, but now I have 3 tasks ready to do for this goal this week. I don't have to wait. I can do those 3 this week and hopefully contribute to my first milestone. And so now you have a measurable goal, and now you can even go a step further and set it as quantifiable objective. So I'm going to say the quantifiable objective for me is, 1 million. If you want to do that, I'm not going to do this now, but you can just say $1 million, and it'll start tracking that and updating it for you as well. But this is kind of to give you a basic idea between a broad, non-specific goal and that's really hard to achieve and follow through, and one that is very specific, has almost a blueprint laid out to it. Now, your blueprint is very improvable, but at least you have something to start out with. I hope this was, um, helpful for you. I'd like to keep it short and sweet. And again, this demo was with Vervo app. If you'd like to check it out and start tracking your goals, routines, your everyday agenda, just feel free to do that. Link in the description. It's vervoapp.com. Have a wonderful day.